Greetings, this is G Vibes, and you're listening to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show. Stay tuned, stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show.
You're in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show with the Prophet Kwaku on GalaxyAfterWe.com, the only brainwashing station in this nation.
Well, this is Tipper Area, you know, some of them for the Nubian Forum Talk Show with my brethren Kwaku. Keep it locked.
Tepe, Neke, J.A. Senebe. In tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live on the Galaxy, Affiliate.com. Well, Dr. Ferguson, Stevenson, have a safe journey home. Catching Black Ear next week, same time, same place. So big up yourself and have a safe journey home.
Babylon, we can them. They wicked in the clique, them gang them. Not to hear the words of them. So when they hear the words on them, they burn them. Kuya no, give the rope and hang them. Like when they put the African American them. The same thing they do the OP.
When say black people
and all African them. Back up like sardines in a can.
Wola. I want to hear this tune, you know, cause see this tune, of a boss. Pan Saturday, you know. This tune of a bus pan Saturday. See, when Brixton locked down, this tune of a bus. We now give up. Big up to Amoso, hold tight, Miss Student Tabo, Mr. Maddox, rise yourself up. You in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live on the Galaxy, Affiliate.com. And big up to all the pilot them, rising yourself. Apologies. Never knew there was a meeting. Management, big up on yourself. Yeah, black people, we now give up. Reparations, you know. Reparations we deal with, you know. Continuing the work of the first Africans who fought for liberation. Who you know? Give me the rope and let me hang them. And all African them. In a can them. And shit we and tear them. We never give up. We never give up. We now give up. Black people, we now give up, you know. We say we now give up. Last verse. So the old time people say, yeah. Work hard. Easy now. Pick up yourself, Maddox. All we got to do is work harder and harder. And then you got to give thanks to the ancestors. Hey, and you will make it true. Them say? Just listen to the words I say. So we never give up. We now give up. We now give up. I say we now give up. Them wicked and clique and them gang them. Who you know? Give me rope and make me hang them.
Quick.
Akwaba to our people globally. Akwaba to the African family globally. So we give thanks and praises, and you know, when we open up the show, I have to honor the ancestors. Because you can't do nothing without honoring the ancestors, you know. You have to honor them all the way. Because we are the sole reason why the ancestors them existed. We are the sole reason why our people came into this planet, built things, created things, so that we could exist. So we give thanks and praises unto those who's greater than ourselves. The senior elders, the children who just come, and the creating force of the universe, the omnipotent being, omnipresence, omniscience, that which is greater than ourselves. We honor the nature of life and all manifestations of that created force of the universe that manifests itself in the image of the trees, the sky, the plants, and all the various creatures, the oceans on this planet. We honor you and say Muduba, Medasi, for your creations. We honor those ancestors that fought the enemy of Mama Africa for the last 6,000 years. We honor those ancestors that when they were taken into captivity, escape and set up the more colonies. We honor those ancestors that chose not to escape so others could escape. We honor those ancestors that when they escaped, came back to free others. We say to you, Muduba Fun Medasi. We honor those ancestors that wrote our stories down on stones, papyrus, scrolls, put them in books, audio and video, so that we would know where we come from, what we have accomplished, how we arrived where we were, then how we arrived where we are, where we survived, where we struggled, where we were successful, where we failed, the mistakes we made, the corrections we need to do, and where we need to go. We say, Muduba Fun to those ancestors. We say, Muduba Fun to the ancestors that came here in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Those ancestors that came here who were invited, seeking to create a better life for us. We call upon those ancestors and we say, Muduba Fun for your sacrifices. We venerate you and we apologize for not continuing your works. And we say, Muduba Fun to those ancestors that has been murdered by the enemy over the decades, the centuries and the decades. People like Muduba Fun Cherry Growers, Muduba Fun Cynthia Jarrett, Muduba Fun Sean Riggs, Muduba Fun Stephen Lawrence, Muduba Fun Roland Adams, Muduba Fun Wayne Douglas and Brian Douglas. So many of our ancestors has passed away in the United Snakes of America. We honor those ancestors. Muduba Fun to George Floyd, Muduba Fun to Brianna, to all of those ancestors that died very violent deaths at the hands of the enemy. We honor you, we respect you, and we will get our vengeance in this life or the next. So Madasipa for joining the show. You're in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live here on Galaxy Afiwe.com. Big up to all the people them on the Facebook. Rise up in yourself. You know? Respect, Uncle Spec. Fidel, old type, my brother. Every time. Tonight, there's so many things that I really want to cover, you know. So we got time. We got time. Let me give out the text number and the WhatsApp number. Same number. You can text or you can WhatsApp. Let me know if you're tuned in If you log in, you lock on. And if you want to say something, a comment, you can say it via text or via the WhatsApp. If you're on the island of Britain or Bruton, the number is 073. If you are abroad, it's +44 and you drop the 0. 073 77 92 0703. I repeat, 073 if you're abroad is +44. 07 and you drop the 0. 073 77 92 0703. That is the WhatsApp number, the WhatsApp and the text number. And alternatively, if you want to engage in the show, if you want to call in and comment, etc., the number is +44 if he's abroad and drop the first 0. If he's in British Britain, is 0207 193 0174. I repeat, +44 if he's abroad, you drop the first 0. 0207 193. You have that? 193 0174. When I open up the lines, you know, you can do that. This show is sponsored by African Development Enterprise Photographic Pictorials, affectionately known as ADE Photographics. 48 Riley and Peckham, Southeast 15, 5 Bravo Yankee. So support that organization, that business. Them do printing of all types, business cards, invitations. They can organize your book if you're writing a book, you know, and there's something there, internet, banners, leaflets, A4, A3, even bigger than that, picture framing, printing on t-shirts, hats, clothes, all them kind of something there, and posters, all them something there. See? Check them out. ADE Photographic Services, or you can check them out on Sharp Photos. Yeah? Sharp Photos. Sharp Photographics. Yeah? .com. Check them out. Official sponsors of this show. And we have to big them up every time because, you know, we have to honor them every time. Big up yourself, Delani, Everton Sharp at sharpphotographics.com. Check that out. You see the kind of work we do. Also, if you're getting married and you specifically in Jamaica, them have a team out there that can deal with that drone business, everything. All have a place down in Miami Bay there. Yeah? Hotel, look a small hotel thing owned by black people when you can go and support it and stay there. So we give thanks for that. I want to say Mudubafo to Mikey Simpson. I want to big him up every time. Because I will never forget you, Mikey. Because you'd have confidence in me. And Mikey Simpson, who was the CEO of The Rock. I will always remember you. You're my libations every day. Jason Weatherman, Fox. Big up yourself, Mudubafo. to you. Because you was a people's man. Yeah? And you was always there for people. So I man will never forget you. See? Because you know my libations. Every day, my libation them long a morning. The amount of name me have to call. You understand me I say? I do about phone. You know? So big up on yourself every time. You know, there's great people in our community that we don't remember. And as I sit here, I remember my big sister, Pamela Simpson, Seba Pam we called her. And I just had a moment where I remembered her. You know, there's a lot of our people that's gone and we don't remember them. We remember them at the funeral and things like that, and we may have a memorial, but we don't remember them because we're not practicing our own traditions. If we were practicing our traditions, we would remember them. Siba Nkechi Ode, I remember you. Siba Pam, I remember you. Fox, I remember you. Mikey Simpson, I remember you. And a one-day memory business, like some people. There's so many people that's gone that I pour libation for every morning. I honor them and their memory because they lived. So we rise them up, you know. So remember, if you want to send in, you know, a text or a WhatsApp, I don't know if the WhatsApp is working because you know, see no message there, but it's 073 77 92 0703. That's the text and the WhatsApp number. And the live link number is 0207 193 0174. And you drop the 0 if you're calling from abroad, and it's +44. That's the era code for Britain, +44. And it would be 207 193 0174. So being that this is the last show that I would do before the annual African Emancipation Day Reparations March Rebellion with the lockdown in Brixton, I think it's only appropriate for us to discuss reparations. You understand me? I think it's only appropriate to discuss reparations. And I'm going to start it from a conversation that I had today. But I don't want to only discuss reparations. I want to discuss reparations and repatriation. To repatriate home, whether to the carriers beyond or back to Africa. And I want to hear people's opinion on this, because the enemy don't sleep. The enemy is very much awake, and the enemy has people that look like me and you fighting against reparations, because they themselves, even though they come and they will chat them fart, no, so them don't have no argument. You understand me? And we tend to be fighting against our own in terms of our people not wanting to engage in what's happening. Also, big up to all the silent listeners. Sorry, I didn't do that. A big up to my family, Fat Larry, hold tight, because I know you watch and you listen. Yeah? So rise up yourself every time. You know, I didn't end up in this road of trying to Africate our people about stuff. I didn't think that I'd do half of the things I ended up doing, to be very honest, in my life. I was a young man who worked and had my own businesses at points and was just enjoying life, so to speak. Had a sound system, play it virtually every week. Me and my brethren, old dog, big up yourself. I was just enjoying life, but I was always interested in the plight of our people. There was always, and when I look back on my life in terms of in school, in college, in my working experience throughout life, I always ended up in arguments with the enemy for things like just in general being quite disrespectful to us as a people. You know, I remember them people said, you know, you see, to me, I was never one of those persons that was afraid of a boss or a manager. That fear didn't exist in me. Maybe because I was a youth, I grew up in Brixton, and you know, we just had this attitude in Brixton. Black people in Brixton just had a particular attitude. We had an attitude like, say, well, boy, are we? You understand me? I say, and we're not afraid of nobody, and nobody now gonna make we feel no way. That was a general attitude. So anywhere that we went, you know, most of us had this Brixtonian attitude. It was a rebellious attitude. It wasn't that we didn't go work and we didn't want to work and things like that. Because I've been working since I was about 9 years old. I was 9 when my dad brought me on the building site, me and my little brother. I was 9, he was about 7, just I turned 7. We were young children. I remember the first time my dad brought us on building site to work and things like that. I remember that like it was yesterday. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, working was never a problem for me and most of the young youth. We used to work in I'm not going to go through them, I'm just trying to show you. The one was 13, 14. We worked in these, they used to have these agencies. One was called Extra Man and one was called Unit Personnel. And they were both based in Waterloo. And we used to get jobs from them in the holidays. You know, the half term. And anytime the half term, mid-term, 6-week holiday, we get work. And we worked everywhere. I work in Coca-Cola factory, Schweppes factory, work alcohol factory. You know, when I make whiskey and all them something there, beer, work in biscuit factory. We work in, I think I don't want to never working was a cake factory, but working biscuit factory. We working at a fur factory. All them something there. Me live at Brixton after there Waterloo by 5:30 a morning for reach at work. Catch the minibus and we're gone. So working was never an issue for us. What was an issue was the people that we worked for, or the people that was managing us for the people we work for, the way that they would want to speak to you and the way that they would want to deal with you. And we weren't having it. You understand what I'm saying? You know, my old man used to always say, boy, you have to kiss ass before you can kick it. And I used to also say to him, well, boy, Dad, if you have to kiss ass before you kick it, if you have to kiss it, my time for kick it. So I never believed in that, you know, philosophy. You know? And just like with the tune said, the old man used to say you have to pick sense from nonsense. So reparations work has always been going on. That is part of, because I feel that a lot of people have a misconception of what reparations is. What reparations is really about. No, we're not. Most people, if you ask them what reparations, if they have an idea of it, They say, oh, the more with money. There's no doubt that the West and the Arabs, because let's not leave out the Arabs, because the Arabs until today is enslaving black people. Till today, have black people in them country as slave. I work for them and I beat up on, especially the black woman them, and I take liberty. You understand me? That I go on even till now. There was a post that I watched today of a Gambian sister that was a pharmacist. She had finished her training and application in pharmacy in Gambia. And that the woman there went to, I think it was Kuwait or one of them Arab country there for work. You know, because she obviously in her country now make enough money. The government them don't invest in the people. Them invest in the Bank of England, the Bank of America, the Bank of Germany. That's what them invest in. Them don't invest in them own people back home. And so she left and she went to work and discovered that she was enslaved. Them never pay them. Try to rape her, lock her up in a jail. One bag of madness the woman got through. Just go on it and Facebook and you see it. And she spoke about her plan when she escaped and get back to Gambia. None of the politicians them wanted to help her. When she was explaining to them, this is what's going on to African people. They never want to know. Because a lot of them leaders are in tie with these people them. They don't respect us. So the Arabs has a price to pay too. And they're still doing it today. So them don't respect we. Even if we adhere to freedom. Remember, you know, most Gambians are Muslim. So how another Muslim country want to treat another Muslim country, citizens, like that? That sure you say. Them now deal with you and don't respect you on them levels as Africans. We saw what they did to Africans after they assassinated Colonel Gaddafi. We saw that. And in right in Libya today, they must sell black people. So all of you who say you are Muslim and I deal with Islam, and deal for them Arab there. Come here, people are talk about them, I talk for brown people and red people and all them something there. Fire for that. If you talk for your own people them. See? And when people start respect your people, then you can talk about your talk for other people. And all them something there. Me not talk for nobody else. A Mother Earth me I talk for nature and the tradition and the original man and woman. And that whom me I talk for. Because everybody want to kill the original black man and woman. See? I said nobody no want forward no repertory justice for we. And we not beg them nothing upon the first. And that me a show no. And on a beg business we deal with, you know. A feast and on a beg business we deal with, you know. We're making demands. No, people say, well, you're going to impose the demands. That they must say, you know. Oh, you're going to impose your demands. You see, anybody who asks you that question, tell them don't over, around, circumference, radius, hectagon, triangle, parallelogram stand. What demands is. See, you see, you look at us now. You might feel and look at us with arrogance. Because we're not having a satellite up in the sky. We're not watch everybody everywhere. We're not having a camera every day. We're not track weapon with phone. Yeah, we emails. We're not watch with no camera them in the street. We're not having a submarine with nuclear weapon. We're not having a gunship them. Yeah, on aircraft carrier, on tanks, on missiles, on aeroplane, on have all them things there, and on arrogant with it. None lasts forever. History tells you that. You understand me? History tells you all of that. So it's a warning you not get from we. Because we benefit from the sacrifice of those that came before us. And we overstand that. You follow me? So now we are bearing the fruits of the labors of the Marcus Messiah Garveyites. And all the people them in his organization. Hear me, Ashwood Garvey. Them people they make sacrifice. Them all the men, the women that were in the Universal Improvement, Negro Improvement Association. And the African Leagues. All those Africans who made those sacrifices then. The Africans who sacrificed with Brother Malcolm X. The Africans that survived and struggled with Queen Nani. The Africans that struggled with Nat Turner. Because it's not just them, we're talking about the people them that they support them. Because we don't know their names. We're talking about the Africans who went to war with Queen Nzinga against the Portuguese. We're talking about all those Africans in the Black Panther Party that followed the Black Panther Party, that sponsored the Black Panther Party. We're talking about them, the African there. Them, the African we are talking about. We're talking about the African them who come here and struggle them lives so that the descendants won't have to go through what them are go through now. That's the Africans I'm talking about. So yes, we venerate the ones them that started the organizations, but we also venerate the people them that supported them, because the people gave them the mandate to do what they were doing. You understand what I say? If the people them don't give you no mandate and they don't come and support you, you got no mandate. It's as simple as flipping that. And so we have to big up those people them that supports organizations. You understand what I'm saying to you? All the various black organizations like the Black Panther Party, the Move. Remember, there's people from the Black Panther Party still in a jail today. Lock up in a jail. Lock up in a jail today. People from the Black Panther Party. Political prisoners. And so that shows you how weak we are as a people. So reparations is not just about money. Money is definitely an integral aspect of what reparations is. But reparations is about structure. You understand me I say? We need to have our own banks in place. Our own judicial system. We need to have our own economics. All these things we need to have in place, but we need to be allowed to do it without interference. This is why the word, the maangamizi, is used. Because we are redefining the narrative of our condition. And so, when we're talking about our suffering, we call it the mangamizi, the Kiswahili word for the Holocaust of chattel slavery colonialism, neo-colonialism, and the continuing of the attack on African people. Because it hasn't stopped. It hasn't finished. It has been going on for millenniums. So it's about repairing the damage that has been done over the centuries and the millenniums of our people by an alien force that is coming to Mama Africa, influence other Africans to betray us. And by the time they realized what was happening, they themselves was enslaved and colonized. There's been no benefits from Africa for the enslavement of African people. Not by the Arabs, not by their cousins, the Europeans. These are Aryan people, officially known as Caucasian or the Caucasoid group of people. Everywhere they go on the planet, them and nobody don't agree. Them don't even agree with the flipping old people them. They have destroyed, massacred, wiped out nations of people. See, nothing that I say here can be challenged. I dare them to call me on my show this evening. Let me correct myself. On the People's Show this evening. I dare them. Because I can give you the evidence. You look in New Zealand today. Look at Tasmania. Look at them places there. And see where the indigenous people are. Look in Australia. Look in Canada. Look in the United States of America. Where are the indigenous people? That they can come and say the land, was it the land of the free, the warm, and the brave? It's total bullshit. They run the people among reservations, try to kill them out with biological warfare, measles in a blanket and all them something there. These are a dangerous group of people. Make no beans about that. Europeans are a dangerous group of people on planet Earth. They've wiped out nations. Let me repeat it if you don't know why I hear me say. They have wiped out nations of people. And then masquerade themselves as some decent, democratic, people have their own views and things like that. Sister Sheila, hold tight. This is what they've done. Nations of people them wipe out, And then they change the narrative. The Africans in Australia are lucky to even have survived the onslaught. Nobody talks about what actually happened to black people when they came into contact with the Neanderthals. Because that's what they are. Nobody talks about what happened to them. That story is not spoken of. It's like a silent. In Australia, New Zealand, they would bury black people's babies, just born, or little toddlers, little babies. They'd bury them up to their head. They would bet how far they can kick the head off. This is not make-up story. These are things that happened. They literally wiped out all the black people them in Tasmania and New Zealand. Them not exist again. Because everywhere their voyagers travel, people say them a voyage and them a travel. Everywhere them go, them they find black people. And them couldn't believe it. The Solomon Islands. When them go to Hawaii, it was black people in Hawaii, they breed them out. And now they're light skinned. You understand what I'm saying? When you see the images of the people them back them time there, when you see the images, they're black people. Top caller, what's the name of where you're calling from? Caller drop out. Top caller, what's the name of where you're calling from?
Kwaku?
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. Yes. What you're saying is beautiful. When I mean beautiful. Beautiful that what you're saying. Because a lot of us don't know, Kwaku, a lot of us don't know the evil that happened in that past, you know. You hear me? A lot of us don't know the evil that took place in the past.
A lot of us, my brother, don't want to know.
Don't want to know, absolutely.
We don't know, enough of us, but enough of us, we're so consumed with our own selfish wants, our own material wants, what we want in life, almost as if we're going to be here forever. So we're so consumed with that. And I don't blame people for this, because we're trained to be that way.
Program or train? I would say program, Kwaku.
You understand? We're trained, program, whatever word you want to use.
Yeah.
But we think it's us that wants that. You understand me? So I'm not going to bun the people in that way. You understand me, I say? Right? But the people them is trained, so we're so consumed with that we can't see, or we don't. And some of us, that memory is too hard. It's too bitter. Some people are even frightened.
The truth hurts. And that's the problem with our people. The truth hurts.
Yeah, but sometimes, my brother.
Sorry, the first to cut you. I'm including my family, sad to say. Including my family, you know? You say certain things, no, man, nothing never happened, man. Nothing, I lie. There's the ES, man. No, man, lie, man. Do you believe you, Kwaku?
Yeah, it's true. I don't even think they don't believe you. I think it is safer not to believe you.
Not to believe.
You understand me, I say?
True.
Because to believe that, or to find out that information, something inside of you will say, well, what are you going to do about it? You understand me? So this is why we have the annual African Emancipation Day Reparations March demonstration.
Kwaku.
You see?
I'm going to make a comment about.
No, I don't make no comment about that right now. I want to keep on reparations.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying that that's what I want. You see, my whole initial thing for that day is that we should claim the first of Messiah as our day. Whatever we want to do on that day, that's our day. We not work for no white people. We not work for nobody. If we're working for ourselves, or we're doing, but we're going to spend that day venerating and remembering our people.
Kwaku, I'm going to say something to you. You know, I believe we have to start killing people. You know, I won't tell you what I've done because get the police down, but that's what I actually believe. Is we have to start killing people. Before things change. You know, that's why.
You see, listen. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm into defending ourselves. If anybody's come to kill us, I believe we must kill them. Simple. I'm not for randomly going out there and just killing people for the sake of it. You understand what I'm saying? Because that shows madness. And that's what Europeans did. That's when they just kill people. Because them like to kill. No, we're not going out to kill nobody. But if anybody attempts to kill us, we must kill them. We would defend ourselves by any means necessary. And that's what I'm talking about. Because we are not of their nature. But we behave like them because we've been amongst them and been duped by them for the last couple of 1,000 years.
Right.
You understand me? Because they're a warlike people.
Of course they are.
And they like to kill.
Killing.
They make films about it. And those films make millions or billions now.
So it's a weapon too, isn't it?
You understand me? They call it action film. But in the action film, yes, there's a storyline. So it could be a love storyline, or it could be an espionage storyline, or something like that, or economical storyline, whatever the case may be. But you best know it will have killing in it, and some stylish killing.
Sorry, Craig. Also, in all of these films, they promote themselves as the heroes.
Yeah, well, they always, and I'm going to do a show on that, funny if you said that, but I'm going to do a show on that.
Yeah.
But they always promote themselves as the saviors.
Yeah, lying.
So if it's somebody with special powers, it's some little white boy or some little blondie white gal. Yeah, or a middle-aged white boy, or a young or a teenage, or if they put black people on any other groups in it, it's always more white people that's got the powers. And you might have a little Chinaman have a power, you might have a little token black person, but they don't have. It's like that. What are something that they make one whole heap of money? The Harry Potter thing there. In the beginning of the Harry Potter, you had black youth them in there. What happened to them? They must have done after the first Harry Potter. What happened to their careers? You understand what I'm saying? They always masquerade themselves as the saviors of the world, but they are the destroyers of the planet.
Big time.
Are them destroy the ones one layer? They will make the ice in the north and south pole shrink. Then pollute the seas. These people make bombs to kill people, and they go into the marine world.
Kwaku.
Let me finish, beloved. They go into the marine world and then set off the atomic or nuclear bomb to see how much people it will kill. Not worrying about them are go poison the sea and all them something there. This is them.
That's it. A nuclear bomb of all bombs, let's take out. They've invented a nuclear bomb of all weapons. What kind of madness is this? What kind of madness is this?
Well, I'll tell you what kind of person it is. It's a person that values materialism more than life. Because them have a bomb, Them have a bomb, where them can explode in the atmosphere and it kill all living things but leave the buildings them.
We didn't stand. Yeah.
You understand? So that's the mentality of the people that we're dealing with. And so they've gone around the world, they've killed off people, they've done all these things. And now when the descendants of the survivors, because we are descendants of the survivors. Let's make no beans about this, We are the descendants of the survivors of this thing,
True. Kwaku, beautiful, my friend.
Give thanks, my brother.
Take care, man.
Big up yourself every time. We are the descendants of the people them that survive this tyrannous onslaught of murder, rape and pillage. And this is why we speak about reparations. This is why we speak about reparatory justice. This is why we speak about trying to repair the dam, because we even hate ourselves. We can't even agree on nothing. We do something and then we fall out. And because we disagree, people take disagreements personally. Even I do it myself. You see, because there's nothing that I'm going to say here that I'm going to negate myself from it. Because I grew up in the same system as the rest of you. So I'm no better than you in this thing. Yeah? Need upon it, same way. Otep caller, what's the name and where you're calling from? Caller.
Yeah, Pacho Militi Kwame, Fefi Nothing.
Interesting. Kwame. Oh, you know I come through. Something wrong with your phone. It says there is a poor network. So he will call back. So I'm not negating myself from anything that I'm saying. I'm with you, my brothers and sisters. I am as much a fault as you are. But together, we can change that. I'm not sitting on a pulpit and preaching to you like I'm holier than thou. Because there's been too much of those people within the African liberation movements over the years that think that they put themselves on this pedestal because, you know, they've gained knowledge about certain things. Engineer, we have a bad connection. Engineer, I don't know if you can start that out. We have a bad connection. Poor connection. Engineers, please. So I'm not here. I need the repair. I'm part of the repertory work that needs to be done. I'm part of it. You understand me? So I'm not standing up here like I'm lording it over anybody like I've got more knowledge than you. You can teach me things, I can teach you things, we can teach each other things. I've made many mistakes and probably will make more. And that's part of what the reparations movement is about, or should be about. It should be about us trying to repair those damages that is caused. Can you turn down your radio in the background, please, beloved? You understand me? So reparations has its financial aspect, but it also has its spiritual aspect. You understand what I'm saying to you? So we need to regurgitate, reintroduce, reinvent our traditional practices. You understand me? Because, you know, spirituality is energy and matter. This is serious things. This is not no play thing. When you're in some energy, you're going into that universe. You understand? I'm going to bring you in a minute, caller. I'm just on a ride here, yeah? Caller. Otep. Yeah. So when you're dealing with spirituality, repertory spirituality, reparation from a spiritual aspect, we've got to reinvent, reintroduce our traditional practices. You understand what I'm saying to you, black people? I know it's hard for a lot of you Christians and you Muslims, you black people who's adopted those religions. You've adopted them because the inner being in you, the aspect that needs feeding, that spiritual aspect, knows that it needs to hold on to a spiritual aspect. So it goes to where they know. So if you was enslaved by the Arabs, you will adopt Islam. Because it's seen as the spiritual sanitizer of that culture. If you were enslaved by the Europeans, then you would draw to Christianity because it's seen as the spiritual sanitizer of that culture. Because religion in essence is the deification of a people's culture. Kwame. Kwame.
Yeah, I'm on the line, yeah.
Yes, Kwame, go on.
Yeah, so basically, this issue about, reparations, which is in terms of obviously repatriation, but obviously you're focusing on reparations at the moment. Now, Brother Delaney and myself, we had a discussion in Nottingham. I gave his details to the presenter of the show that we have here in Nottingham, and he invited Brother Delaney on the show myself, and there was another sister on the line, and we had this issue about reparations. Now, during the conversation, there was some texts, and there was a few of them that said that, why are you talking about looking back at history? Basically, put up or shut up or deal with it happened a long time ago. And that comes out a lot from our people, and also the Caucasian people as well. Because what they seem to understand is that this thing wasn't, our enslavement wasn't a long time ago. You understand? And what I made clear to the people who are listening was that you and I, as taxpayers, we didn't pay for our freedom, so to speak, until 2015, when the last bit of money was given to these murderers, these terrorists who terrorized our ancestors for more than 400 years.
And that's an interesting point, Brother Kwame, because in February 2015, the British government finished paying off a debt that they had from the 18th century, or the 19th century, the early 19th century. You understand me?
Yep.
And that debt, who was you paying it to? Because if it was that long ago and you didn't do it, why was you paying that debt? And who was you paying it to? You understand what I'm saying to you? Who was you paying that money to? And the irony of it is that we, as the descendants of the people them that was kidnapped, the people them that got nothing after the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, we not get nothing but more beaten, more laws, vagrant laws and all them kind of something there to lock us up. We were paying taxes to help them pay off. So when they supposedly abolish the enslavement of Africans from the British government, they paid the owned Africans the tune of 40 million. Yeah. They gave them 20 million cash, and then the other, listen to this, because this is the other 20 million, the Africans had to work another 5-6 years apprenticeship. To pay off the other 20. So what was this other money now that people was paying up until 2015?
Interest payments from that money to the terrorists.
You see what I'm saying?
And during the discussion also, they said that the language we used were harsh, and the thing is, a lot of us have been so consumed about the way how they speak and about the words that they use, that when we redefine it in the words that we want to use, then people get upset. People get,
It's a pity you never invite me on the show there.
Huh? Well, I put no, it's not my show, right? Let me it's not my show.
I never said your show. I said it's a pity you didn't.
Like the Rock, right? We have a show that day, Rock, right? So I gave it, sent an email to presenter, and then I have the flyer of the reparation thing on it, right? So basically, he called the number, and that was Delaney, and so he invited Delaney on the line. You understand?
Oh, seeing. Because what I would have said to them, you hurt by words. What about what happened to us over those centuries. You want to come and talk about you're hurt by words when you raped and murdered women and men and little boys and little girls, when you had your big pedophilic farms breeding up black people for your own nefarious sexual desires? You want to come and talk to me about your hurt, about words that I'm using, about ash? You don't know what ash is. You don't know what ash is.
Mm-hmm.
And me should have did that out to them.
You know,
Because I'm not into no plaything with these people again. I'm not gonna keep on my mouth for them feelings. Their feelings. Give a jack about their feelings. What them do our people over this, what they continue to do. Forget, even if we were to forget what happened in our enslavement, which we, true African spiritualists, would never forget. But even if that was the case, what about what you've been doing to our people up until now? What's changed? What's changed with you? You understand what I'm saying? Them always want to see themselves as the victim. You ain't no victim. You are a perpetrator. Yeah? You are an assailant. Yeah? You are an orchestrator of the death of black people over the centuries. Don't come chat to me about your feelings.
you know, and when we broke it down, say that basically I said to them, people who are listening, that if somebody takes you out of your will, your free will, yeah, then shackles you from the inland, hinterland, you walk 500 miles to the coastline in shackles, puts you in a boat, packs you like sardines, where you know, social distancing, so-called, you're 1 meter, you're not even 1 meter, you're tight packed. People defecating on another on a four month voyage from west coast of Africa to the Caribbean or to the Americas. On a 4-month journey, you're defecating on each other. You're sleeping next to one another. You're vomiting next to each other. Then when you get there, and even before you get there, right, because of the nature of the void, some of our people were too sick, and so the terrorists threw them overboard into the sea, right? And then pregnant women who were pregnant there, some of them committed suicide because they wouldn't allow their unborn child to suffer in that nature, right? And then even during the 4-month sojourn, right, from West Africa to the Caribbean Americas, right, the white man will come downstairs, take the black woman, rape her, yeah. So this is all during the circumvented passage. And then when the voice finally set foot, whether it be in Jamaica or Brazil or Haiti or whatever, right, they were sent to these, you know, places of captivity, so-called plantations, where they worked 17, 18 hours a day in chains, forced labor, human trafficking, had to work forced labor, not of their free will, forced labor, right? And you were looked upon 24/7, right? You couldn't talk to one another. Those who talked to one another had their tongue cut off for talking the mother language. And so all this happened not for just 1 year, not for 5 years, but for 400 years. Isn't that terrorism? Isn't that terrorism? Right? So when we talk about this, people get afraid and frightened and saying that, oh, you're using high polluted language and you're being this and that. But no, this is what happened to us for 400 years. Right? And like you said, when emancipation happened, it didn't happen just like that. We had to fight. Our ancestors had to fight these devils on the captivity prisons, you know, because basically we're prisoners of war, right?
That's right.
People on the captivity lines, 24/7. They did not want to give in because They had a systematic plan to keep this system of servitude, of chattel enslavement going as long as they could. So they had no intention of letting us go. So this is why some of our ancestors had to organize themselves and to form rebellions that would burn down these sugar plantations or the cotton plantations or the tobacco plantations, etc., to send a message to the slave terrorists that we will fight you by any means to get our freedom. And so, to cut long story short, this is why they had to, come in with this compound of emancipation. And as a result of that, that's where the money came in because these people were wicked, full stop. They wrote letters to the French government, to the British government, to the Portuguese governments, to the Belgian governments, to the Swiss governments, to the Danish governments, etc., that we want compensation. If you want to abolish this thing, fine. But we want compensation for our loss of earnings. Yeah? So that's why this money was paid to them and was continued to pay up until 2015 in terms of this country. Now you want me to talk, as if it was a tea party? To talk as if our ancestors, didn't go through hell? To talk as if the black woman was not systematically raped? And that's where the term gang rape comes from. When you hear the term gang rape, that's where it comes from.
That's right.
Black women, right? Because I've got a video that I show people, right? About this, right? There's a video that I've got, right? So, sees of a white terrorist comes to the dormitory of a black woman, right? Comes in uninvited, right? And then systematically rapes the black woman. He beats the black woman, but the black woman's trying to, fight her way against him, his urges. But he beats him, and then after he beats her, right, he then sexually abuses the black woman. And then he gets his friend to come and gang rape the black woman as well. That's where the term gang rape comes from. So you can't tell me that I'm using colourful language, right? I'm being too harsh, when this is the reality.
That's right.
For 400 years. Prophet, I need to add this as well because you didn't mention it. The Jews, these people that are attacking Wiley, these people that are attacking Wiley and have, alarmed Twitter, these are the very same people who also enslaved us. When I'm in Ghana, when I was 7, my mum and father took me to Elmina Castle. On the door of return had the Star of David. Yeah? And I thought to myself, when I was even that age, I was, what is that Star of David doing there? I didn't understand why the Star of David was doing at the door of no return at Elmina Castle. It was only when
hold on, me have a text coming. It says, I think they continually refinance the debt. A bit like repeatedly remortgaging our house, and the debt and added interest is compound over time.
Yeah.
It's as if they kept that debt as long as possible until the time that we were destined to wake up and their olden power would start to slip. They have been playing the long game and we have been living minute by minute, but time's up. And that's a text that just come in from that was from 291. So big up yourself, 291. For that, let me give out the numbers. The text number and the WhatsApp number is 073 77 92 07 03, and the live link number is +44 if you're abroad. Drop the first 0 02 07 193 01 74. Yeah. Hold on. We have somebody on the Facebook. Them say enslavement still continues. There are Asian slaves today working in sugarcane plantations in Dominica Republic. We have Africans being sold as at slave markets in Libya today. Yeah? What is the difference between prisoner and slave? You see what I'm saying? So, big up yourself, Sophia. I may have some text here, so just put on my glasses now, Some people them when I send some text in, so let me just before you continue, my brother, me read out them texts here because people send them texts in and them want them to read, so we have to read them, you know. So tuning in from East London, alright, big up. Otep brother, I'm tuned in while on the train, listening to your words of wisdom and learning. Thank you, Sister Marina. Big up yourself, Sister Marina, every time. I am listening to you from Athens, Greece. Give thanks. Is that African in Greece? With Deya, Aluisham, loud and clear. And I think that's it. Princess, a beautiful black woman, sometimes fluid gender. All right. Yeah. So we give thanks to that. I've read out those messages. So continue, Kwame.
Yeah. So I was just saying that. So the Door of No Return had the Star of David when I was 7. This is 1977. When I was 7. Went there in Amina. Didn't know what it was about. It was only when I began to get older and went deep into this that the people who are attacking Wiley were deeply involved in this thing as well. So they attack Wiley for some miseducated comment, trying to make a mountain of a cake hole. But these very same people who are crucifying Wiley were the same people also that were involved in our segment as well. It's unfortunate because in 1999 they allowed Rawlings to take off that Star of David. Why would they do that? Why would they tell Rawlings, you must take off that Star of David on the Door of No Return? To hide. See, to hide.
To hide their shame.
Yeah. But they were involved, and we have the evidence. Right? There's a book called Slavery in America by Schneider, Dan and Eric Schneider. Tells about that. Mark Lee Raphael, Jewish rabbi, writes about that. About their involvement in what they did, particularly in...
Well, you see, as we know, there's a book called The Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews. It's not in print no more, and I think it should put in print, but it's all about Jewish historians speaking about their involvement in the enslavement of African people. This is not Africans writing it, this is Jews. So-called Ashkenazi European Jews. You understand what I'm saying? And it's almost like you can't say anything about them. Because anything you say about them, you are regarded as this terminology that they've created, anti-Semitic. All of a sudden, my WhatsApp phone thing, has cancelled. You see, and this is what happens when you talk about these people. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm going back live again on the Facebook. I'm going back live on the Facebook, people, so you can go on Kwaku Bonsu Facebook. I'm back live. It's almost like you can't say anything about them. You're not allowed to criticize them, almost as if they are holier than thou. They don't make mistakes. Listen, look, there's a whole heap of things going on in their community. Whole heap of things that's going on in their community. But they're quite clever, at hiding it. You understand what I'm saying? Brother Kwame Oland, there's another caller. What's your name? Where you calling from, caller?
Yes, I'm Brother Julius.
Yes, Brother Julius.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I'm calling around Luton, Catford area.
Catford area. All right, then. Yeah, so what you saying, Brother Julius? Go on. Let me hear what you say.
Yes, my man. I heard actually, really just stepping in. I heard you talking about the reparation and the compensation and what is not involved in too much money and all these sort of things. And the point I want to bring actually, because right now really when I want to come and explain this to you, it's like I'm getting some tears in me why these people are so much a bully these people they call these white men. Now, these people don't want to give us any reparation or compensation or whatever it is. Everything about us, they hold it to themselves. But these are the same people who Mugabe, right? I'm coming to the topic now which I want to bring, right? Mugabe kind of asked all these white farmers, which was about 4,500 white farmers them, because it said they had to come off the land, and his reason for that was because of what they did before, occupying territory on this colonial rule, which and so on. So that's why Mugabe tried to get them out of the place. And what happened now, that happened in 2000. And I've got an article with me now, which come on the 29th of July, right? I'm giving you now in summary on it, but I will have, if you can allow me a little bit, I will read this to you, and you will be shocked. Now, what is exactly happening is in Zimbabwe now, this their new president, I've forgotten his name.
Yeah, he's giving them back 3.5 billion or something like that.
Yeah. Now they're giving compensation, which is about 2.7 billion. So these white farmers, them or whatever it is, as compensation to rebuild the land and all these sort of things. And then looking at it again, it's happened that Zimbabwe, they haven't got this money, but they have agreed to pay this money which they're going to raise. And the French minister was there and all these sort of things there. And in the American dollar, I think it's about 500 US dollar, and it's 2.7 billion in our own pounds. But when you look at it, they bully these people bully. We are here, people are here, you take people into Caribbean line and all these sort of things there, they're crying for their reparation and repatriation and all these sort of things there. They're going to take money from a territory which doesn't belong to them, which Mugabe is trying to say, come out of this building, come out of our place. This is a colonial thing which you lot have done, but we want our land back. Right? They're taking money from these people now, and they don't want to look after the ones that were here. You understand? So it's like they are repatriating to Africa. This is the talk which they're telling people that these people are at the aim of grabbing Africa for themselves. This is what is happening.
Yeah, but brother Julius.
Yeah.
If I could interject, yeah.
Yes. Yes, Mama.
Yeah, just hold on, Kwame. If I could interject, brother Julius, I think the most important thing that you said is this new president. The new president is a traitor. It's just as simple as that. Everything that the Mugabe government attempted to do over the years, this guy here now, right? He's come to kind of undo it. You know, they had no rights to those land in the beginning, but because of the sanctions that Zimbabwe has been under over the years, they're stifling the economy. You understand what I'm saying to you? And because they got their AFRICOM on the continent of Africa, they're threatening the sovereignty of that country, and we got cowards in power. You understand me?
Yeah. I mean, people them who never follow or to understand the history of what this man Mugabe is trying to say to them. Say, look, we have to capture these things and get it. If we have to starve, let us starve, but we can build things up ourselves again. Because you know, when a man is hungry, you will find a way to go and get the food to eat, my brother. Understand? This is how our ancestors started long ago. Things was not there for them, but they know they find everything which is necessary for them in their struggle. You see? So this that is happening, what I'm angry about, I was driving along inside the city recently, somewhere around Acne and all that sort of things there. And I come across these, like, Bangladesh or whatever it is, people playing their drums, and even they put this kind of flag around the neck, like I think they are from the motherland. What is the Marcus Garvey lifestyle line of business, right? When you look at these people beating drums and running, then I ask myself, say, oh, is this something we have to tell our people them to do? Look at the people them running and beating. Everybody was going about their own business, and these people were beating their drums and running along the road. And I was wondering, because we would have looked at it on our own self and say, no, we're not going there or whatever it is, we're scared. So scared of what? What is the truth? See, this world activists, my brother.
Yeah, Brother Jules, Brother Julius, I hear what you're saying there, but for me, in all of what you're saying, in terms of what is going on in Zimbabwe, this is part of what the manganese is. They've never stopped.
Yes.
They've never stopped the onslaught, the attack, even on Africans who try to do something for Africans. These people have never stopped. They are like leeches, these governments. You understand me?
Yes.
And we have a lot of people betraying us. You understand? Big up the people them pan Facebook a tune back in. All tight. You see what I'm saying? Carl Graham, big up yourself every time, my brother. Yeah? So this is what reparations is about. You understand me?
Yes.
That's the aspect. You see, and this is the economical aspect of reparations. We don't owe white people nothing. We don't owe them nothing.
Nothing, my brother.
You understand what I'm saying?
How many billion? For what?
You're going to go and give 2.x amount billion to these people them. You're going to go get them farm all over again? After black people dead, forget them back? So
when our people is saying Africa is nothing and nothing, you see, they're fighting to grab Africa. Mm-hmm. They know what they left there. I come across a white woman who says Zimbabwean. She said she's a Zimbabwean because Mugabe asked them to come out of there, but she's still thinking about that place because that is her home. That's where she was born. Can you imagine, my brother? Yes, this is our white man thing. So when we sit here, we playing around it, we're sitting on table and so no African. You understand? I think it's the comfort. But these people don't know what is comfort. They know Africa is comfort, my brother. These white people know it. So you have to ask them what's wrong with our people when we have to go rebuild our own farm and all these sort of things. Because that is what is happening. They start the people them not to get the seeds and the grains them evil to plant their own crops. You know, just stop them. They send all of us. I was looking at a program in certain parts in Zimbabwe where this is all laboratory things, my brother. Yes, so that the people can't go there and do their farm work or whatever it is. This is how these white people might behave. When they get to their land again, that Holocaust will finish there. Watch it.
All in the Julius, there's another caller. Let me bring in the other. Let me bring in the other Kwame.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Would you like to interject to that conversation?
About what's going on in Zimbabwe?
Well, you see, I want to tie into reparations. You understand what I'm saying? Because in about another 15 minutes, I want to talk about repatriation.
Sure. Yeah. But the main reason why I talked about the people who are attacking Wiley, yeah, is because a lot of our people, as was demonstrated on the discussion I had with we had on Sunday in Nottingham with Brother Delani, is that they seem to have more sympathy for those people who had the Holocaust than for ourselves. You understand? And what we're saying is that these people that you have empathy for are the very same people that were involved in our Holocaust. and also continue today to use people like Wiley to denigrate our community, and then jump on the same man when he attacks them. So, people have to understand, right? And that's why I said that, the best thing to do is if you want to hide something from black people, put it in the book. A lot of the books that I mentioned from these Jewish rabbis, people don't read them, but I've read them. So I know of the role that they did to us, and are still doing in the state. And that's, like you say, part of the Mangamizi. And when we extend that includes even today. Look at the economies of Ghana, of Jamaica, of what is called Nigeria, of St. Kitts, Antigua. It is the slave economies. Because the economies are not even run by those countries. Those countries don't even have proper independence. All they have is a flag and a national anthem.
Well, they got and a little autonomy,
Well, if that, in terms of they can pick their own cabinet and that kind of thing, right? Well, to give you an example, the budget of Ghana, right, has to be sent to the treasury here and the IMF before it's ready in the Ghanaian parliament. And all the money that we use is printed here in the Bank of England, then sent to the Bank of Ghana. And also, our budget in Ghana is 40% supported by, so-called donors. So that tells you about our economies haven't really moved on, and we're like a resource economy. So we've got the gold and diamonds, right? But we haven't been encouraged to do the finish, to add value to it. So that's why these people who enslaved us come in. They take your gold and diamonds, take it back to their countries, add value to it, and then they sell it back to you tenfold of what they pay through the resources. So, for example, look at the chocolate, right? The two biggest producers of cocoa, which is the byproduct of chocolate, are Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire. The chocolate industry is worth more than $200 billion a year. But the main producers, Ghana and Nigeria, Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire, only get £4 billion a year. So who's taking the lion's share? So it tells you
but this is it, you see. This is it. Excuse me if I'm yawning, people. But I got a very early this morning, had a long day.
So when we look at the situation in Zimbabwe, it's the same thing. I mean, it's not surprised why Mnangagwa has had to kowtow, cave in, to pay these devils $3.5 billion compensation, whatever.
Well, you see, you know the thing is, my brother, is that it's all about power, isn't it? It's about power. They have the means to terrorize our countries. They have the military means to do this.
Yep.
And that's what they live off. You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah? As you and I well know, they've got their man them on the continent just in case in the shape of Africa.
Yeah.
You understand me? So it's fear and all them things there.
Yep.
Because when they catch, when the man they catch all them president and them prime, them president, them black president, in a room, it's a different conversation going on with them man there, It's a different conversation. Them make them know, say, here what, a saw it a run, You mess up, we wipe out your entire family and all kind of something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's why even one of their own let it out, John Perkins, the Confession of the Economic Man.
Yeah.
And I want all the listeners who are listening to the program to go and you don't have to buy the book. Just Google, put it on YouTube. Confessions of an Economic Man. You can get the whole thing on YouTube. And this man spills out the beans as to how they operate in Africa. Right? So, like you said, if Kwaku, Prophet Kwaku is now president of Ghana, he's got his agenda, right? The moment after he's sworn in, these same people will come to Prophet Kwaku's office and say, you know what, we're going to read, F what you said on your inauguration speech, we're going to read the right act. We're going to do X, Y, Z. If you don't do X, Y, Z, we know where your family is. We know where your family's wife are. we know where your people are. We can destroy them anytime, any place, anywhere. So if you don't read the right, so if you don't do what we say, you know what? You know, your daughter, we know, she's to get international school in Accra. We can get her anytime. They put fear in our leaders. So that's why it's not as if they're
yeah, but you know what? I'm going to be serious, yeah? I'm going to be serious. Sometimes the leader must have to take that chance and say, listen, go on international television or go on their television and say, listen, you know that I've been threatened by these people that they're going to wipe out my children because they want me to betray you, my people. The people that will stand by you. Call Grant, if you want to call in, you know, feel no way. The number is 02 07 193 0174. That's a live link number, and we're talking about reparations and repatriation. And we're going to hit repatriation in about the next 12 minutes. Yeah, the text number or the WhatsApp number, if you want to send in a message or a comment, is 07377 920703. Yes, what up, Sister Anawa? Alright, give thanks, my sister. Yes, give thanks. Yeah, next caller.
Greeting.
Yes, greetings.
Yes, speak of everyone. We have to come back to the one. How are you doing, Kwaku? You good? So,
yeah, my good, King, my good.
Yes, King, man. And, you know, them pesticide, you know, so what he was saying, Brother Kwame, is true. You know, bunch of devil, you know, and everything I agree with, brother. And I just wanted to big you up as well, you know, because I didn't get to speak to you properly last time. But I can call in again if you're finishing soon at 1.
No. I feel I can finish at 12 tonight because I ride my bike. I'm look away for a ride, you know.
All right, yeah. I'm just for God's sake, yeah. All right, we keep listening in.
Yeah. I got a text message that says splash some cold water upon your face.
Yeah. All right, bless you.
Yeah, all right, brother. Yeah.
Bless.
Yes, next caller.
Yes, I'm here, Kwaku. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm Carl. Let's hold on. Yeah, go on, my brother.
Yeah, this is Brother Ade. You okay?
Yeah, Ade. Yes, Brother Ade. Yeah, I'm good, you know.
Yeah. I was going to phone you last one when we spoke that we go back a long way to Power Jam. I used to speak to you regularly on Power Jam.
Oh, seed. So you want my old Power Jam listener then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. You stalk me.
What was you used to present the show?
Okay.
What you say?
No, go. So what you saying, brother?
No, I was saying, your partner you used to do the talk show on Power Jam with.
Well, I started that talk show with Brother Kumba, Nikoja, and then we were joined by Brother Garadina.
Yeah, that's
Brother Garadina is the one who's controlling and the Garveytown project in Ghana. He now resides in Ghana.
Yeah, that sounds good, Brother Kwame.
Well, that's what I'm going to talk about the repatriation in about the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, but Brother Kwame, nothing hit the nail on the head, sort of, you know. Because last week we were talking about land being hereditary. You see, you know, more of our land in Africa was more hereditary. There's no betrayal where white people could come and occupy our land. I mean, if you look at Tanzania, for example, you know, I mean, there's an element of betrayal, you know. Where is other parts of Africa, there's betrayal. Because I'm a Lagosian, and like I alluded to you last week, that, you know, every square mile, every inch of Lagos is hereditary. Hereditary. I could speak for myself. I own thousands of acres of land. Look, the American embassy, bring you to my secret place. The American embassy, they've been bugging me. They wanted to buy my land to develop the new embassy. And I said no, because it's my choice. You know, they wanted to build because it's close to the waterway, and I said no. They wanted to build a consulate, and I said no. That is my choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is something that goes down that carried out from centuries. You know, you see, this is why we've got problems until we get our land back, Brother Kwaku. I'm afraid that we recover the rest of our land, whether it's South Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, West Africa. You know, nothing like the not going to go on. I'm sorry to say that. You know, the land is an issue. I mean, it's not the one who plays the tune calls the piper who plays it to calls the tune.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we have to be careful when we're trading. Then repatriation will automatically come in. Although, you know, most of this comes to the repatriation has to be done through ECOWAS, not necessarily the AU or African Union, whatever it is. They have to lobby the ECOWAS Economic Community of West Africa. That's what it stands for, because that's where the repatriation, that's where the area that was really deeply affected by the transatlantic slave trade. So, you know, they have to bind together. And that union itself, ECOWAS, they're the ones who have to fight, you know, and come up, you know, with the necessary, you know, so everything that would fall into place, you know, Brother Kwaku, you know, until we get to recover our land, you see.
Well, you see, the thing is, my brother, we need to get the correct people in power in Africa. It's the incorrect people that's in power, and this is why these incorrect behaviors take place. But let me bring in all in the other. Let me bring in Brother Carl. Brother Carl, go through.
Rise up, Prophet.
Otep.
Rise up, Brother Ade, and rise up the entire Galaxy community. Prophet, please forgive me for phoning in blindly. It's my daughter's 31st. But Earth Strong and her younger sister has arranged a little gathering on her behalf, so that's where I am with the family and friends at the moment. But I had to call in because, of course, you were at court. You attended the High Court in the Strand yesterday to be there with what we achieved amongst other members of the community, and rise up to themselves as well. I'm going to keep this short so that obviously Brother Adi can continue. But I just wanted to again extend a huge, massive thank you to yourself and everyone who turned out yesterday to come and not only witness but be there in support of this historic case. And please, I just anybody in our community who thinks that, you know, our foolishness we are dealing with, at the very least, this matter is in the court now. Yeah, it's been filed in the court, a case against the British authorities, and it's a case which carries an unlimited quantum. As you're on the topic of reparations, I believe if we have a case which says unlimited compensation, at the very least, it gives us the platform to say, well, you know what we really want to talk about? What we want to talk about here is reparations. Whether they want to talk about it or not, that's what if we have a right to unlimited compensation, then here is the platform we've been dying for over centuries. So yes, I just want to, you've witnessed it yourself, that we have filed 2 cases against the Secretary of State for Justice, the Home Office, and the Metropolitan Police. And, Brother Ahmed has been meticulous in making sure that, anyone who's been arrested during their support for the Campaign for Truth and Justice, they've all been included in this claim. Anyone who's been affected by the Windrush, because, and forgive me for using that terminology, because he himself, they held him in prison for 5 months because of his involvement with CTJ, but because he held his ground. And they tried to deport him, but he held his ground, and they eventually had to release him. So he's made sure all of those issues are in the lawsuit as well against the Home Office. So, you know, this needs the support of the community more than ever. But, importantly, you know, without the support of the community which we've had thus far, and indeed, fundamentally, the support that we've had from Galaxy, the platform given to us to be able to address the community, as indeed I am doing now. Without that, none of it would have been possible. But the hard work is done now. Remember, there were some of us who were at the Crown Court when we went, having gone and broken the law, and to say, well, this is our position. You know, you can't touch us because this is what you've done. So before you can question us about law breaking, you have to address the issues of your law breaking. And so that's why they returned a verdict of not guilty. Anybody out there, come and tell me, or they've done that before. Yeah, come and show me how they've done that before, where they've challenged the state of the United Kingdom and say, no lawbreaker can be a law enforcer. I can do what I want, and unless you resolve these issues, unless you sort these out, you can't do nothing to me. You can't come to me. All you've got is corruption. All you've got is corruption. But we have the rule of law. We have the moral force of the...
So, brother Carl, how can you tie that into the reparations and reparatory justice?
Okay, so my view is this, is that, you know, at a point, let's say, for instance, tomorrow now they say, okay, because the writ that we've filed, says the starting threshold is before we start to discuss anything else, is £150 million. Yeah? But thereafter, then we have to start discussing the unlimited So if we're talking unlimited, anybody can look up what unlimited means. Yeah? Unlimited means there's no end to it. Yeah? It's unlimited, it's bottomless. So therefore, in my view, that gives us, as I said a little while ago, a perfect platform to say, you know what? But my brother, I'm not saying this is not about the individual call grant. I'm handing this to our people, to our community, to say, here is an opportunity. Because they're ignoring us. But now we are in court. We are potentially in court. So here is our opportunity to say, okay, if we're talking about unlimited compensation, then, you know, we might as well include reparations in that. We might include our reparatory justice in that. Yeah? That platform is there.
You want to say something, King? Oh, see. No, we can come in, you know, you can forward us up the mic there, you know, if you want to interject, you know. I think it's on. Let me see. Wait, try that one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, me have a member in the studio.
Okay.
Yes, family. Is that brother Carl? Yeah, man. Rise up, man. It's brother Icon.
Oh, respect, my brother.
Yeah,
it was
man,
a pleasure
up,
meeting you today.
Yeah, man. Wonderful to see the prophet, you know, because I'm just saying, sticky in the master's work. You say, look at Junior, I'm here, and just, you know.
No, man, don't be looking yourself like that, man.
No, well, you know, we say my elder, you know, we say, I just bring my present in the studio, just watching you, or you speak on the mic and you put in the show. So we're learning, each one teach one.
Yes, sir.
I say, we look at myself like Junior. It's not a matter of anything, but learning from the eye, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, give thanks for that every time.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Rise up to all the family, then we locked across, you know what I mean, north, south, east and west, wherever you across the world, the whole black family, you know, we're looking forward to the reparation this Friday. And Rise Up Brother Carl, you know, that's one of the activists in the community that's bringing so much positive content to our people, you know, and giving us so much information on what he's gone through with the system. So I rise him up in us, so we're learning as we go. So, you know, more voodoo power.
As I said, it was a pleasure meeting you and your Empress and your young prince today. And yes, because I just by coincidence earlier on I was rising you up on Empress Anna's show because I really enjoyed the first time I listened to you and heard you on the platform on Galaxy. I really, really enjoyed your presentation, and yeah, it was.
Yes, quite professional actually. Yeah, I enjoyed it myself. Yeah, you know, me like the tune them yeah drop. So I don't mean I think I've gone past that you know stage. I just think that information is this, but the tunes that you bring and the little injections that you give, you know, it's professional.
Give thanks, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Listen
I did text in, and you read out the text with 184. So
rise up.
So I know you didn't know who it was. I don't think you knew who it was.
And this is our part of repairing the damage, because the music that you play is music that elevates our people.
Yes.
It has meaning, as you know, content.
Yes, my brother. Yes, my brother. You know, as a young prince out there, you know, listening to Galaxy over the few years, and I kind of said I want to bring myself to do something, and I said, you know, we've got a lot of young generation out there. They got their music. So if I can bring the proper content and the right content to our people, and you know, help uplift them, you know, so that's a part of that, you know, and at the same time give them some information. So it's we learn from the elders, and it's so beautiful, and it's an honor.
I can see your commitment, because for you being in the studio there watching a veteran and so on, because a long time in the boat, you know. I mean, I've known him now from Power Jam days and so on.
That's over 20 years, isn't it?
Yes. Both you and my brother was on that. So yeah, it's that's where you see someone's dedication, because he's in there learning from you and so on. That's a humble brother. You know what I'm saying? A very humble brother. And yeah, it will go far, man. It will go far.
Definitely, 100%.
Indeed.
All right, Carl, will you land on that?
Yes. As I said, you know, rise up, give thanks, and you know, much appreciated. And the family. Listen, we're moving forward now, and it's time. We cannot go on thinking or having the belief that, you know, we can't do nothing against them and them have the law.
You know, you're the tune we play. We not give up.
All right, see it there.
We not give up, man. We don't never give up.
No way.
We care the Gideon tough. We not give up.
All right, my daughter is calling me.
All right, Carl. Give thanks. May the ancestors bless and guide you. Yeah.
Every time.
More for them, Paul.
All right, Maduba. Yeah, Brother Julius.
Yeah.
Brother Julius?
No.
Or is it Kwame?
Yeah.
Go on, Kwame.
No, so I just wanted to land on this bit, because now you want to talk about
But I want to talk about repatriation now, you know, because I am leaving here at 12.
Yeah, so I'm just going to talk on this, that those people who are attacking Wiley, we have to check them, because those ones who say Wiley's been anti-Semitic, these are the same people who have been Afrophobic, and they have done and are still doing so today, and we're part and parcel of our Ma'angamese, and it's still going on, and this is why reparation is very, very important. We cannot allow those people who murdered, raped, maimed our ancestors to get away with their crimes of humanity.
And this is, you know what I've noticed, anytime, and this has been over the last 7 years of the annual African Emancipation Day Reparation March, every time around this time, coming near the time of the march, these things happen. If you go back last year, it was the old thing with Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party, and you know, the Jews. The Jews do not want nobody else plight to be heard but theirs. You understand me? And they definitely don't want ours to be heard, because the reason being, because they know that they're implicated into that as well. You understand what I'm saying to you? So every time around this year, when we're organizing our annual demonstration, this comes over the news. Something happens and it comes over the news, and this attack about it, BBC attack, BBC Radio Land attack about, and it becomes massive news, trying to detract the people away from reparations conversation.
Could I just quickly interject with that quick?
Yeah, of course you can, Ade.
it's funny you mentioned that I'm not into his music. There's the grime artist. My son was telling me about called Wiley or something like that. He made a statement about Jewish people. I think it's from South London area. He made a statement the other day about which is true. You know that I mean, look, Nina Simone is a typical example of that. You know, she never got a deal. You know, all her copyright, all the money she makes from all the different songs, it's all in the pocket of Jewish producers. That's why he was alluding. He was even having a go. My son called me to come and have a look. He was on Sky TV yesterday, and he was having a go at the black. They have to use a black, somebody who look like him, to go and interview him. And he was getting angry with the reporter, saying, "What I'm saying is true. That they gave him the MBE. He told them they can keep the MBE because his manager, who happens to be a Jew man called Peter Wolf or something like that."
Well, the thing about is this, you know, right? And you know, the brother needs to know himself because he should have never accepted that MBE.
Yep.
Yes.
He should have never accepted it. Had he known about himself and what that MBE represents, he would not have accepted it. But he accepted it, and now they took. Well, what am I say? Them asking for people to take it away from him. I mean, what benefits does it give you anyway? Sorry, what benefit does it give you anyway? What benefit you get when them give you that? What does that mean? Order of the British Empire, member of the British Empire. I mean, what does it mean?
It's just to cover up the issue we're talking about. We don't want the Lenahud or anything MB or OB or whatever they call it. Load of nonsense.
But he took it, and the very same people them that he took it from is now looking to crucify him.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
To watch out for these people who say they are but are not and criticize them for being anti-Semitic when they are African. Look at history, man. So I'm just on London by saying that reparations is a must, and we must fight by any means necessary to get reparations, not for ourselves, but for our ancestors and future generations. Give thanks.
But all right, I want to move on to repatriation. Kwame, you can stay there if you want, whatever. You know, you can interject if you want as well, King. Yeah. I want to talk about repatriation, because it's a part of the repertory and reparations that we very least speak about. Excuse me. And we speak a lot about reparations, and we speak about certain things around reparations, mainly money, to be quite honest, most people talk about. Yeah, or the recognition of reparations. But we don't speak enough about repatriation. You understand me? And so even the structures, remember earlier on in the show I said that reparation has its spiritual aspect, it has its economical aspect, but it also has a cultural aspect. You understand me?
Yes.
Yeah? And it should, and it does have repatriation as an aspect, that you know, the need to go back home, should be allowed to go back home, and should have the means to go and help set up at home. But not only that, the means to actually contribute to the community that they're moving into. You understand me? So for example, as we're speaking about the Jews after the war, 1940, the war ended 1949, right? It was 1954. They were given Israel, Palestine. Yeah? So they just moved into Palestine, and based upon a book that is written that says some God said that they have the divine right to this area. You understand what I'm saying to you? They have the divine right to this area. And so they moved in by the United States, and I try not to use the word American. Excuse me. United States, because to use the word American is to involve all of the Americas.
Yeah.
And although some of those Americas are occupied by Hispanics and Portuguese, we're specific about the United States at the moment. So I try to do that. I try to just make sure it's the United States I'm talking about. You understand me?
Okay, bro.
Although
Okay.
we need reparations for all the Africans who's in those different countries on the Americas.
Yeah, okay, brother Kwaku. You mentioned the creation of the State of Israel under the Balfour Treaty. There was Lord Balfour, an Englishman. And it's funny, but what you're saying to us is striking an accord with me, because, I mean, we know Britain are the one who imported racism into America. They're the one who did what they want. Who imported racism. And it's based on slavery. Again, like, I don't watch a lot of TV, but there was a program. It was on the main news yesterday. They were looking at the history of British Empire. Britain colonized. They tried to burn the White House down, Brother Kwaku, long time ago. They tried to, what they call executive. Those days it was called Executive Mansion. We know it today as the White House. They tried to burn it down. You know, they're responsible. They're especially, they're the people we have to keep constantly lobby. And unfortunately, I'm sorry that I'm gonna say this. I'm upset a few people until we have good government in Africa. The repatriation is but the other thing you're talking about, people, African going back to Africa to reset, where that will happen. But until we get good government, you know, the issue of the repatriation, whether it's money we're seeking or on the cultural aspect of it, as you say, going back to Africa and resettle and resenting ourselves in order to regenerate the money, you know, what was ours in the first place, you know, that's the only solution. But until we get good government, especially in West Africa, that's the area that is affected by slavery, until we get, with the exception of Thomas Sankara, I got no love for none of the leaders there. I got no love for none of them, because they all seem to be part of our problem rather than part of our solutions.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, we need people power. Give thanks for that, Ada, yeah?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
In tune to Newborn Phone People's Talk Show live here on a galaxyafiwe.com. Text reads, well, WhatsApp reads, how and who is going to successfully challenge this? For too many, it would be to bite the hand that feeds them. I don't understand that text. Maybe you can send it in. I've got a couple of texts that come in. Let me just read out them couple of texts that come in. For payment of slave masters ending at 2015 gives us legal right to do what we need to do now. The covert virus is an distraction. They will do anything to distract us. We have legal right. They can pay us. The whole world knows. They can pay us. The whole world knows this. That's why there have been. There have been many killing of us illegally. And that was 443. Also, not forgetting, brothers and sisters, we must remember that we need all the brothers and sisters, young men, women, and everybody out on Saturday, the 1st of Messiah. This Saturday, it's Saturday, there's lockdown. Lockdown is being relaxed, but it's still lockdown. So there's no excuse for no turn up on Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, Windrush Square, the annual African Emancipation Day Reparation March event, lockdown. Seeing? Seeking to lock down Brixton. Now, we are calling for volunteers to distribute flyers. We need people to give out the flyers to make the public know about what's going on. Because only a certain amount of people listen to this radio show, but there's people all over the place. So if you go down to ADE Printing and Photography at 48 Rye Lane, Peckham, Southeast 15, 5 Bravo Yankee, flyers will be there to give you. So anybody who's willing to distribute flyers for what's happening on Saturday, go on to ADE Printing and Photography at 48 Rye Lane, Peckham, Southeast 15 5BY. Yeah? So I'm do that. So I'm going to talk about repatriation, I know. And I hear a lot of people talk about this. But how many of us really, really want to repatriate? I feel that we're all comfortable living amongst the white man. We got our houses, we got our cars, you know, we're all comfortable living amongst the white man. Carla, go on. Who's that? Kwame?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to turn your radio down, King.
It's turned on.
Yes, go on, Kwame.
I don't know if you was listening to me on Monday, no?
No, I never caught your show on Monday. I apologize.
No problem. What I did mention, because, you know, whenever you talk about reparation, you get two types of people. One who talk about, say, it's going to bankrupt them and blah, 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 which is none of our business, whether bankrupt them or not. And you get the other type who say they can't afford to pay. Right? And what I brought up was a situation with Haiti where they organized the money, right, so that Haiti should pay France, right?
Good example, Kwame. Very good example.
And also the situation with the slave owners are, where they organize the money so that the British people, you know, David Cameron's ancestors can get money for compensation for the loss of their property. You know what I'm saying? So nobody should come to us that they can't pay it and they ain't got the money, right? They can get the money the same way they organize the money for Zimbabwe to pay them. They can organize the money for pay with. You know?
But for me, Brother Kwame, there's other structures that we need in place.
Yeah, but
before, you know?
I am just saying that would kill those arguments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get those people quick to say that, you know, it will bankrupt them and they ain't got the money and blah, blah, blah. That's not our business when they
ain't got the money, but I'm going to tell you something. They will not allow themselves to be bankrupt by paying us financial compensation for reparations. That will not happen.
Yeah,
they will go to war first.
Is that they need to organize the money.
Yeah?
That's the point I'm making.
And if you forward some money too, you deal with it.
Huh?
We'll put organization out there now with them for forward some can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know that I know that, you know, money is not the totality of what reparation is. You understand me? But we need money because we live in a money society. So we need money to execute some of the actions we need to take. And it's our money. It's as simple as flipping that. A few money. And not we beg them for.
No. We need to rebuild our, what you call, march down state, if you know what I'm saying. Just like how them organize what they call, what is it, the Marshall Plan after the Second European War. You know, we need our African plan to rebuild ourselves.
Well, the thing about it is this, you know, that, you know, we have Garveytown and things like that, and we have a community project organized by Africans, for Africans, with Africans. But we have the lack of injection from the community to develop it. You know what I mean? So one of the things that I wanted to say this evening to people.
I gotta go, yeah?
All right.
All right, then, bro.
Okay. One of the things that I wanted to explain to people tonight, that if they wanted to buy a share or into Garveytown in terms of helping Garvey Town to develop. We are looking for people who's willing to give money to, because one of the things, my brother, is that we got people that they want to see Garvey Town happen, but they're not really looking to move. If you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So we were talking about this in a meeting, and we came up with the idea that if people want to invest into Garvey Town to make Garvey Town work, then they can
buy shares,
they can buy bonds, or they can donate money to the project and get a return on it.
Right. You know what, brother, I always say, as Prophet, you struggle for a while, and one thing I see with our people, we have a lot of organizations. The amount of organization we have, sometimes I even get lost remember them, and I'm just wondering, why can all these organizations put themselves into what you're saying? You have this brother that got the cooperative, in the sense that whatever we're doing, as for example, the Repatriation Committee, and then the Galaxy can say, you know what, we're going to take on Garvey Town, and can I get people around it? Because, when we're looking individually, I think that's one of the weakest points. We're looking single-handed it too much. The organization that we have, we should bring them together, and if even those members from all those organizations come together and put their funds in, it will work. I wouldn't have to be out in a situation, and I can't understand why we have so much organization and we're too scattered.
Well, interestingly enough,
because how much acre you talk about? How much acre you say in Garvey Town?
It's 300 acres. That's not no mean feet of land.
The UK organisation that's in the UK alone should be able to invest in that and bring that up. We're talking about Marcus Messiah.
And we need to do this quite quickly so we can move on, because we've been there for 16 years. 16 years, rude boy. You know what I mean? And people's come and then go somewhere else, or whatever the case may be. I think people have this fright of working within a structure that is community orientated. Garvey Town is totally community orientated.
All right, but brother, can I ask you this question as someone looking into what you're saying? Garvey Town, is it a place that you can do business, say, in farming?
You can do business.
You can have a farm.
You can have a farm. We're going to have 5 farms, and you can get yourself involved in the farms.
So the 5 farm, that's
the 5 farm is going to be a produce farm.
Yes.
Yeah, and that produce farm will produce everything that the members in Garvey Town will eat.
And then
and any surplus we have now, we'll sell it to the villages in the close proximity, and if there's any left after that, then the wider community. You know what I mean? So if there's a farm that you want to start, say like you wanted an acre to start something for grow, you can get that.
Right. Because, brother, to the time where you say have it, I think, I hear talk about Garvey Town a lot, and it's somewhere where you kind of believe for us to come back as a family, and, it's more like a housing thing, Is it more of a
No. It's an entire town. So it will have businesses. There will be a business complex where all the businesses that you need, that you want to do. The only difference is you can't have no foreign business partner.
Yes.
It has to be African.
Yes, African.
But you can do business with anybody you want. But anybody that owns a business in Garvey Town has to be a member of Garvey Town.
Which is right.
And it's only African.
Which is right.
So there's going to be a business center.
Yes.
There's going to be a medical center. There's going to be a school that takes up to university level.
Right.
There's going to be 5 farms: a honey farm, a chicken farm, a produce farm, and a corn farm.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you, right? There's going to be a temple dedicated to our ancestors.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's a full package. We're going to have a sewage plant, to take care of our sewage and all that type of stuff. So it's big things,
right?
And we need investment from our community to do that. If you want to invest, if you want to get involved, all you have to do is go onto our website, garveytown.net, www.garveytown.net. .net.
All information's there.
Yeah. Right? Just go on garveytown.net. Yeah? And all the information there, or just Google it.
Listening to, I just said, my prophet, you know, for the time you have this Garveytown, you know, I was wondering if you could kind of more market it to get the business side of it up. Because I think our people would be more attracted to that side of it.
We're working on that. I mean, we don't.
The farm itself is something that can be running now. The 5 farms will be up and running right now. You know what I mean? I know we don't actually. You know,
it can, but what happens is we need the bodies.
Yes.
We need people to say, right, listen. If 10 man come to me and say, boy, listen, we want to go to Garveytown and
on the farm.
Yeah.
This time, no. Yeah.
Start the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's possible.
Right.
You understand? There's a couple of other things we just have to do just before that, but that is definitely possible.
Right.
But what we need right now is we need financial injection from the community.
Right.
That's what we need right now. We need people who can come and give us a couple of grand here, a couple of grand there, 5 grand there, so they want to invest that, and they will get a return on that money in about a year's time.
Right. You see, the investment part, I'm kind of interested in it because I think that's where people are going now. So in terms of the farm that you say you're doing, you kind of say you want to do a honey, poultry, the corn. Have you kind of worked out of kind of figure what it would cost doing it in Ghana and what the budget would be running? Have you kind of have a look around about figure?
Yeah, Gardenias.
We have a display it on the ear, but I just want to know.
No. There is a figure. There's nothing that you're talking to me about Garveytown
that you haven't looked into.
That we're not gonna. We can't talk about on air. It's transparent. It has to be. You're dealing with your community.
Right. And we know what people are definitely.
You understand what I'm saying to you? So there's no hiding behind the back door or whatever the case may be. Yeah? There's no hiding behind the back door where Garveytown is concerned. We're quite transparent.
Right.
You understand me? Anything you ask, this is it. We've got aim and objectives. We've got protocols. You understand me? So it's all worked out.
Yeah.
There's no local skullduggery agwan.
Right, straight up.
On suicide, you know what I mean?
That's what it's about.
Nothing at all. Everything straight, nothing no lean.
Right.
Yeah. You see me I deal with? Yeah.
Yeah, so going forward, I think that's a good way, my brother. And it's something I'm interested in because it's something I'm supposed to see and talk to. That's why funny enough you do a show today. I said I'm forward it and reason because I hear talk about it with the SOS meeting. I've seen a lot of our place talking about the Garveytown and for it to be done for so much years, that people really need to. And I said 2020 is a year, and a lot of people are awakened, and I know we're going to have a good turnout this year at Reparation. So it's a space that we can have some new, fresh air. You know what I mean? Probably the old days where I say to so much years, not really get the gist. So we have some young people right now where we want to do things and definitely want to repatriate back to the motherland like myself. So we definitely would love to see, that on the day we can push that initiative out there and use the Reparation March as an ethical bouncing ball because, as I said, 16 years is too much time for us to have somebody like Marcus Mosiah Garvey having a village there with so much acre. I want to utilize my people. We need to get behind that. So rise up the prophet, we'll take for that great initiative that we have here. So I hope we can move forward and, definitely coming on board, hope we can move this to a place that you want because I see the vision, my brother. I see the vision that you have for the place and the most Mosiah, it couldn't be a more perfect village to start something like that because it's one I'm dreaming where I'd love to sit with us. So I would love to be a part of the team to kind of make that upliftment. So look forward to that.
When the show done, I can have a reasoning,
Yes, my brother.
Yeah.
Wonderful initiative. So people, it's a great honor, as I said, to be here with the prophet. I'll take one of the pioneers that I've watched over the years, fighting for our people. So it's a great honor to be even here in the mothership.
And it's an honor to have you, my brother.
Yes, my brother.
You know what I mean? Because we need the people, the young men.
Yes.
To forward up and stand firm.
Yeah, and I give thanks to the eye because, as I say, if it wasn't one side of the eye, I wouldn't be influenced to even be here. So I would say we know our struggle. It never stopped. But people before us fight, and this generation, we're born for this, So when generation come, we'll fight the fight, and we'll pass off on government and we know the generation come. So we'll keep the fire burning. So it's a pleasure, my elder,
And it's funny that you're sitting down in here with me, because I was supposed to mention up a young man, and is it Kevron? Sister Alma's son, a young youth who tune into the show, Rasto,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, nice youth. So just make sure you're down there Saturday. Just link me Saturday. Just come. I was supposed to get back to you, but I've been so busy, so I apologize. I know they listen more time, but they're my silent listener. You know what I mean?
Know my LA said that, as we said, in the morning we're looking for 100 of our brothers, you know what I mean, to come up, because we need to block the road off. So we're just gonna block the road off suddenly. So we need at least 100 man. Young man and old man will come out. So
we need more. We need 1,000 young man out there, man.
For the morning.
For the morning.
So we just block
the
road off. So we just turn out, my brothers. Turn out the kings and king. Turn out and make a way, get the day moving. Because over there we're taking Brixton, we're locking it. So rise up, family. More Vodum power.
Vodum. Galaxy is a charity, yeah. A self charity. Otep caller, what's the name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, I just wanted to add about the thing you just about repatriations.
Yeah, go on. No, hold a minute. Kwame, hold on. Somebody else call. Can I just give that person opportunity to say something and then you come in, yeah? Yeah, 821.
Yes, sir, from Kwaku. Straight black bribe of profit.
Mm-hmm.
How are you, sir? And your guests.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up to you, brother. I think it's brother Kwaku.
Brother Icon.
I'll wait. Oh, so Icon.
Yeah. Rise up, brother. Rise up.
I'll wait. Rise up, sir. I'll wait for the other caller. I'll wait. Probably. I'll stand by.
Mm-hmm. Go on, Kwame.
Okay, give thanks, Brother Jeff. So, the bottom line of the truth of the matter is that more and more of our kith and king, because that's how Kwame, that's how I say what it is. They're not kidnapped people. They're not African diasporans. They are kith and king. Because, like I said many times before, it was not a Jamaican or a Barbadian or a St. Kitts or a St. Lucian or an Antiguan that got taken out of the continent. It was a Akan, a Dangbe, a Wolof, a Mandinga, a Mende, a Kru, etc. that got taken out of the continent. So by extension, the people that were taken to Jamaica, etc., are kith and king. So the fact of the matter is, many of our kith and king, whether they reside here or America or particularly in North America and here, a lot of our kith and king are deciding to come back. Now I've seen many videos on YouTube over the past 2 years, of our kith and king going back to the motherland, particularly places like Gambia and Ghana, and making a life for themselves. But for people to repatriate, you have to have the right mindset to repatriate. You can't repatriate to Africa and have your Western mindset. You got to get rid of that. That Western mindset cannot settle in the continent, because if you're expecting to have your so-called comforts, for example, we take running water for granted, we take electricity for granted, and make no mistake, that's in Africa, but you will have the odd hitches or so, right? I remember when I was in Ghana, there was 1 year, 2006 to 2007, constant light off the whole country, constant light off. So we had to buy a generator, and then buy kerosene to fill the generator in order to get electricity. So these things will happen, in any part of the continent, even in Tanzania, which is supposedly the most